Good morning, traders. It is Friday, October 25th. We are a half an hour into trading. Let's take a look at what the market's doing. My biggest concern right now is this very low volume that we've seen for about the last 3 weeks. You can see how it's just been drifting lower and lower. Typically, as the market rallies up to the all-time high, this low volume signals a very low level of conviction. And oftentimes, we get a pullback after a rally like that. Very low volume here, then you get your pullback. So the drying kind of buys up. Earnings season has not provided the catalyst that we had hoped for. We do have the FOMC meeting next week. Everyone's expecting a rate cut, so the bid should remain strong through next Wednesday. Tuesday night, we've got Apple earnings. That's the last of the mega cap tech stocks to report. So the bid should be pretty decent, but I feel that after Wednesday, there's a chance that there will be some of the air will get let out of the balloon once the Fed cuts rates by a quarter point, and their statement could be a little bit more hawkish than the market would like. So there's a chance for some letdown and some selling. That's great because I'm looking for a pullback before I get more aggressive with my swing trading on the long side. I think that any pullback ultimately to this 200-day moving average would be a really good buying opportunity. You can start looking at stocks at the 100-day moving average, but I'd really like to see this 200-day moving average. And when the selling does come, boom, boom. We can be there in 2 days. We've already seen it many, many times. You just have to be ready at that point. So for today, light volume, probably chop around in a trading range. 297 support on SPY. 302 is resistance. So we're not likely to go anywhere. What that means to us as traders is we don't have to worry too much about the market throwing us a curveball intraday because we're not going to see any sustained directional movement. But we're also not going to have a market tailwind to fuel our stock trades. So we need to make sure the stock has heavy volume because it's going to have to do all the lifting on its own. So we are going to be focusing on earnings trades. And before I do that, I want to show you something that I've got working currently. I posted this in the chat room yesterday. This is a chart of Intel. I show this large cup and handle formation, and there was an embedded cup and handle formation. I let everyone know that I think that Intel, if they beat, this is going to be a really nice trade the next morning. So here are my early morning comments. I'm also going to highlight another trade in here from yesterday. I don't know if I'll be able to find it right away, and I don't want to slow you down, but I had mentioned that I like GLD on a swing basis. I like gold. So we're going to continue to move down here, and I just want to prove long Intel. That was at 8:36, 5 minutes after the open. I like Juniper. GLD long is working nicely. That was a swing trade. And short FSLR. That was at 8:42. I covered that for about a $1.60 gain 3 minutes later. So we'll take a look at that one. If you are an active trader, please subscribe to this YouTube channel because I'm going to be providing you with actionable trades every day. I try and get the video out an hour after the open. So very timely, good trades setting up for the day. Every single day, if you watch these videos, we've been able to nail stocks. It doesn't mean that all the picks work out for us, but here are the stocks you want to have on your radar. When you see them with relative strength or weakness versus the S&P 500, you know those are the right ones to stick with. So please subscribe to this YouTube channel. If you like the content, please give it a thumbs up. Everything that we see is available on Option Stalker. It's a trading platform. Like every state-of-the-art trading platform, it's got all the bells and whistles you would expect. But what's different about Option Stalker is the searches, the search matrix that we have, and the proprietary variables that you're able to use to conduct these searches. So let's go in, and we're going to take a look at Intel because I am long that, and I'm going to show you how to manage that trade. So go in, take a look at it. You see this nice gradual trend higher here. Here's how you manage the trade. You click on that low right there. You can click on that one right there, and there's my trend line. Now that's a little bit steep for me, but we'll use it for now. FSLR, let's take a look at what that stock did. And I'll take a look at a couple of other stocks that I'm currently short as well. Not a couple, actually. There's one other stock that I want to take a look at that I'm short. So FSLR, you can see it got short right in here after the open. There was the drop. I didn't even hesitate. I just bought it back. And we'll take a look at that daily chart and you'll see why I liked it so much. Big breach of support at the 200-day moving average, horizontal support here, earnings after the close. That's why we have the A, big gap down. That's a good sign. I'm going to show you another stock that I'm short, SPWR. Look at that breach below the 200-day moving average. This is a tangent play. It's also in the solar sector, just like FSLR. Below that 200-day moving average, I am short. And so now I want to be able to manage this trade. How do I do that? I'm going to click on that high right there. And I'm going to drop an alert line there. Now that's also very steep. I could come in here and connect that for a shallower line, and that's what I would be more inclined to do, but I would like to see that stock continue to drop. So I am currently short SPWR. I am long Visa. And you can see Visa's not done a lot out of the gate, but it does have pretty decent relative strength. And I could put up the 10SI indicator that allows me to track that relative strength intraday. This is what I would use during the day for the stocks that I highlight. Look for that relative strength or that relative weakness. That way you know you're in the right position. So I'm going to take this off and I'm going to recap an indicator because I've been getting a few questions about that. And this is how I trade the S&P 500. The indicator is called 1OP, and it's located in the lower tray of the chart. This is all you need. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to highlight. You look for these big peaks, and you look for these crossovers, or you look for the troughs. So there's your signal right there. Right there. Very nice little short entry here. Well, this is where I did the video yesterday. And I think you might recall me saying that 1OP is dropping, and it looks like it's ready to cross. And we're starting to see long tails under body. Please watch my video from October 24th, and you can hear my comments to that effect. There's your cross. Look what happens. It's early. This is a predictive indicator. This is not reactive. It is predictive. It took me many years to develop, and there's your release. Now all of a sudden we start topping out on that peak right in here. We start getting another cross. There we go. Get a little bit of a cross right here. Okay, again, it's not giving us a signal up here at the peak. It's telling us right down here in the trough, yeah, it's time to think about getting out of your long positions if you're playing this bounce. Come in here, there's a little short, and then in here you get a really nice long. Now as it starts to move higher and this flat lines, we don't really need to worry about it much because it's not rolling over and dropping, it's just flatlining. So you stick with the position. You can use your alert lines just like I'd mentioned to you. That'll keep you in the trade for a longer period of time, and then eventually when that trend line is broken, you exit the trade. So particularly what I like to do is, let's say I've got that, and I have that working as a trend line. It wouldn't draw it because we're already through that point, but you get this downward sloping trend line, you get a breach to the upside, and it conforms with the 1OP indicator. That's super, super powerful. And then you just start drawing your uptrend line, connect that, and it'll get you out somewhere here. So yes, we trade S&P futures in the chat room. Right now today, I don't see a lot going on with the market. We had this little sell-off and a gradual grind higher. So nothing really going on with the indicator this morning either. It's been quite a quiet start. So let's start looking at some stocks that we like. I went into all of my typical searches after earnings search. I looked through these. Obviously, I liked Intel. Stocks continuing to perform. I like Juniper. Let's take a look at that chart. Look at this nice breakout through the 100-day moving average. There's your earnings. You can see here, cup and handle. Nice breakout right there through horizontal resistance. Gets us through the 100-day moving average. This is a great bullish put spread candidate, sell it below the 100-day moving average, use that as your stop. Let time decay work in your favor. Like Juniper a lot. You know I like Intel. PBR is another one that I highlighted a couple of days ago. Cup and handle. Do I just go out and look for cup and handle formations? No, but I certainly pay attention to them when I see them on the chart. We've got to move through the 200-day moving average here. We had earnings after the close yesterday. Stock came back and tested the 200-day moving average. Now it's back off to the races. Key around that 200-day moving average. Let's see what it looks like for day trading opportunity. It is a commodity stock. So what do we do, Pete? Gosh, it looks like I want to buy this. Well, drop your alert line. Stock continues to come down, come down, come down, come down. Then it breaches that down trend line to the upside. Aha! This might be a good entry point for me. That's how you do it. So we'll continue on. There were stocks I liked immediately in this list. Intel, Juniper, PBR. Flex, pretty choppy stock. Looked at that one. Not crazy about it. So let's continue to go down. We'll look at the heavy buying list. Tesla, big move yesterday. Continued follow through today. Yesterday, I tried this on the short side. I lost money on that trade. I did get out pretty early on it, but didn't, I saw the gap filling in. That was in my video. Call a spade a spade. If I've got a loser, I'm going to fess up to it. So I got short in here. I started drawing these trend lines in here, and I took a loss right in this area. So it wasn't a bad loss, but the stock had a chance to retrace and fill in a lot of this gap, especially after such a big move. Boom, 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 boom. Lots of green candles closing on their high. Very bullish pattern. Tesla looks good today. When you see that pattern, it's a good one. Continue to go through. MA, I like Visa. Again, boom, boom, boom. Long green candles closing on their high. Really good. Well, gee, I can't join this move. It's so steep and it's so fast. And every time I join that move, I get shaken out of the trade. Okay, well then what do? I click alert. I click that candle and I click that candle and I have a trend line and I wait for that first pullback. And then I draw a downward trend line, and when that downward trend line is broken, it tells me it's time to get in the trade. Well, why don't you just buy it when you break that downward trend line? Because it might continue to go down and go down and go down. I want to make sure that it is done with that move before I get in. PDD I highlighted the other day. Oh yeah, that looks nice. Man, this was on the video 2 days ago. I do love this. Okay, so now I get my alert. Intel has breached the trend line. And this is getting a little extended for a stock like Intel. So yes, I would be tempted to take profits here. I may redraw that line just so that we can continue the video. SPWR is signaling that it also has a trend line breach. This one gives me a little bit more room. So we'll take a look at SPWR. I hope that me showing you how to manage these trades helps you as well. And so I'm going to stick with that position. What I'll do here is I've got to give it room because these stocks are super volatile. So I'm just going to put a horizontal line there. I just double clicked on that high right there. So that'll give me a little bit of room and we won't keep getting these flashes constantly. VLO has been off to the races. I really like that. That is a big breakout, but it's going parabolic here. Okay, there's your uptrend line right there, and we've got a breakout, so I'm not crazy about it having that type of steep move. I'm going to click on AEM. I think I highlighted this as a long yesterday. Really like this for a bullish put spread. Now it's starting to move. You can see this downward trend line that's been broken. Bounce off the 100-day moving average. It's gone. I like AEM a lot today, but I like gold, so let's take a look at GLD. So every gold stock is going to perform well also. Well, what do you like about it? Downward sloping trend line. I liked it yesterday because we had this breakout above the downward sloping trend line. It finds support well above the 100-day moving average, and we've also got this lower trend line supporting it. Well, if I'm swing trading, it's nice for me to have an alert if things start going haywire. So I click GTC to drop a good till cancel alert line, and it will start tracking GLD higher and higher. This is better than a trailing stop in my opinion because it gives me an alert. It doesn't stop me out of the trade, but it lets me know that there's something that needs my attention. So it'll continue to track the stock higher and higher. And if you're a short-term trader, then you want to connect and you want to make that line steeper. But I had mentioned this on a swing basis, you would use a shallower line so that you're not continually getting stopped out. So your duration for the trade determines the slope of the line also. I like MU. I like this breakout right here through an upward channel, and it's starting to fill in this gap here. So MU also looks good. Got a lot on the long list here, so I don't really need any other candidates. I just want to show you some of the other lists. I look at Pop Bull, go through this list. These are longer term breakouts to the upside after a period of compression. That coiled spring is releasing. These are all stocks that are strong after earnings. Now, this is a very, very long list, and I told you this list was going to get huge into earnings season, so we do have ways of filtering this out. Let's go with a D1 buy signal. Okay, there goes our list. Much shorter, much more manageable. I could look for a buy signal from our proprietary signals on a 2-hour and a 1-hour basis. So we're marking this across multiple time frames. Well, now we can see we've got some really nice picks in here. AAL, choppy stock. Airline, super choppy. Got another little cup and handle forming here. I'd like to see it get through this level. Then yes, I would definitely sell that bullish put spread using that 100-day moving average. So this is a way that you can filter your results in some of these searches and get down to a smaller list. Bearish side, we'll do the same thing. We're going to look at heavy selling. This is a nice breakdown below the 200-day moving average. Twitter continuing to drop. That's a nice short right there. And you can see the selling right there. If I'm looking for a short, it's going to be hard for me to drop an alert line. So I'm going to just double click on this bar right here. If it gets a little bounce, I might consider it. McDonald's was a really nice short for us yesterday. Oh yeah, I would short that right here, right now. Right here, right now. And you can look at the daily chart. You might wonder, Pete, your day trading, why are you looking at longer term charts? I like to know that I like a swing trade before I do a day trade. So that gives me more staying power in the trade, and I know that I've got something working for me on a longer term basis, and then it's real easy for me to zero in and day trade the stock on a shorter term basis. So yes, this heavy selling is fantastic search. Looks for heavy volume and below the prior day's low, liquid options. Pop Bear, week after earnings. These are all candidates for selling out of the money bearish call spreads. So I'm going to do one final thing, and then I'm going to try and recap some of the stocks that I like and some that I don't like. And I just wanted to show you that we can search for heavy volume spikes on any time frame. So I ran one search, liquid options, stock below prior day low, heavy volume on a 15-minute basis. These are our new candidates right now. This is a real-time search. You can see some of the ones that we've already looked at. We can go into a 30-minute time frame, see if that changes the results. We've got a little bit different results in here, but these are the stocks that you want to focus on. Let's say that we want to look for a bullish pick, stock above prior day high, heavy volume, liquid options. What do we got? Oh yeah. Talk about a gold mine. Well, hey, why don't I add some more filters? We cast a wide net and then we make it tighter and tighter. Oh yeah, these are also on a trade signal. All right, let's keep going. Well, let's see if we've got something that's got relative strength on a 5-minute basis versus the SPY. Sure we do. Oh yeah. Look at that. I got 5 stocks that I just home in on just like that. Nice. AMAT. Take a look at that 5-minute chart. Oh yeah, trying to make a new high for the day. Juniper we looked at. PDD came up on the list. This is a volatile stock, so you got to try and buy pullbacks on it. Yesterday it just took off. 2 days ago it had some pullbacks, but it had a steady grind higher. PayPal, like this, breakout to a new above the prior day's high. Yeah, like it right now. Getting through the 200-day moving average. Bullish put spread right here. Key on that 200-day moving average. Tesla's so far out of the gate that I don't think that we can do anything with it, but we had been selling bullish put spreads below the 100-day and 200-day moving averages, so you would close those out before earnings. I don't advocate holding over earnings. And there's VLO. So we continually search for those volume spikes on multiple time frames. If you're day trading, the 5-minute basis, 15-minute, 30-minute basis, deadly good. If I wanted to check for stocks that have heavy volume, we check the elapsed time for the day, and we compare that to the elapsed time over the last 20 days, and we look at that moving average, and we see if the stock has a lot of volume versus what it normally would have traded so far today. And if it does, it's going to come up if I mark this box. And there are my candidates. These are the stocks you want to home in on. That's how we do it. So every day you watch these videos and you go, man, you're just nailing stocks left and right. How do they do it? That's how we do it. We use this search engine. First we get our market bearings. Right now we're market neutral, so the market has less impact. That means we have to put more emphasis on volume for the stock. And once we find that volume and we look at the stock, we're able to do our technical analysis and take the trades. Look for relative strength, strength versus the SPY, weakness versus the SPY. Breakdowns below major moving averages, breakouts above major moving averages. That's what we do. Every day. We do it on a day trading basis. We do it on a swing trading basis. Option Stalker. That's how you get all of this. If you like this content, please give me a thumbs up. It lets me know that I'm doing things well. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. I'll be posting these videos every morning. Thank you. Trade well. Have a good weekend. We'll see you Monday morning.